Hi, this is Clare Goldfinch and we're here today on Business First TV, and today I've got with me Maribel Coles and Andrew Abaza, and we're going to be talking about the highs and lows of being an entrepreneur and some of the difficulties that you have when you're setting up your business, and a couple of funny stories as well along the way. So we're going to start with Maribel. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Maribel.
Hello, my name is Maribel Coles and I am a virtual personal assistant, and I set up my business 3 years ago. And what I do is I help businesses create more time by taking away tasks and projects that don't have time to do, so they can focus on what they do best. And that's pretty much it, really. Just taking away time so they can utilise their time effectively and it's cost effective.
So for you, when you first set up your business, how did you first starting finding your clients? What kind of methods did you use to get those new clients in?
Well, the first year, I just network like mad. I research all the networking events in my local area.
Yeah.
And I just went for it, and I just basically network just to get my branding out there, to raise my profile so people know who I am. Obviously there's no point starting a business if you are playing sick at school. You need to let everybody know what you're doing, even your family and friends. Often as well, you forget that I used to be employed, so I contacted my ex-employees and said this is what I do. And that's it really. I just went network mad, and when you second year in business, you kind of hone in what networking event works for you. You finally get to an idea where you want to network, where your target market is, and that's what I did.
Brilliant. And now we're going to go over to Andrew. So Andrew, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
I'm Andrew Abaza. I'm a business growth expert with Action Coach. It's the world's biggest business coaching company. And what I do, I help companies grow. It's as simple as that. And usually by focusing on just three things. That's time, not enough of it for business owners, people, trying to recruit and manage people, and finally money. It's marketing, sales, managing cash, and being profitable. And that's what I do.
So what kind of clients? Do you have a very wide range of clients, or do you go for a particular niche market?
No, I have a very wide range of clients. The main criteria is people want to grow. Not everyone wants to grow. Some people have lifestyle businesses. They just want to tick over, or they're coming to the end of their careers. But it's businesses who actually want to grow and make money and expand in some form or another. And for example, I'm working with a business currently that's grown from 200,000 turnover to approaching 1 million.
Wow.
Another business I'm working with that wants to grow from a turnover of about 100,000, they want to increase to 250,000. So people have all kinds of different growth aspirations. That's what I do. That's
brilliant. So I myself have had some sessions with you, and I found them really, really helpful. One of the things I liked the best was the 90-day game plan that you do, where it's a whole day in a room with some other entrepreneurs, and you just sit and discuss about your business. So would you like to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. No, the reason that's important is what I find that it's the single biggest thing owners face. There's so much that needs to happen in a business. You've got all these pressures, you've got managing cash, you've got sales, you've got your own aspirations, your family. It's huge pressures. Therefore, what do you focus on with all this stuff you need to do? And a great benefit of 90-day planning is it enables you to focus on the things that's really important to do. Where do you want to be in 3 months? You can visualize that. What must you do to get there to be in 3 months, and what don't you do? Because people can easily be distracted, and the benefit of 90-day plan, you can focus exactly what you need to do. And that's why it's so important. Everyone I work with, I ask that they do a 90-day plan, because they must get their focus right. Otherwise, the energy be dissipated and there won't be any progress.
I think it really helped me because I find that I'm one of these people that I cherry pick. So I might have a to-do list of about 100 things to do, and I pick out all the things I like doing, and I leave all the things I hate. And then the next day you put in more things you like, and the ones you hate are still there. You know, so it's that whole kind of eat that frog.
You said eat the frog, and it's so important. Without that, it just doesn't work, and that's a key point.
And I've been on your course as well, the 90-day plan, and it's really helped me a lot to focus for both my current business, and I mentioned that I was setting up a new business, and it's actually given me like a guidance to what I need to focus first. So it's really helped me a lot, and I've actually got my 90-day plan, because you print out the calendar of your 90 days, and I've actually got it pinned on my wall. So
Brilliant.
I look at it every morning. It's the first thing I see when I make a coffee. and it keeps you focused. So it's a brilliant thing to do, and I think all businesses really should
Be doing
look into
that.
it, be doing it.
I think
yes.
no matter what business you're in, there's certain core principles that are valuable for everybody. But I think also, when you start off a new business, a lot of the time you're spending time on your own or with a very small group of people. So what's really nice is when you come into a room and spend a whole day with people who come from different sectors, they see their business in a different way to the way you see yours. So it's giving you the perspective of all the other people in the room. And, and you can sort of say, well, I'm really being challenged at the moment by this particular thing. I'm not very good at doing it. I don't really know how to handle this. And someone else will go, well, I'm really good at that, but I'm really rubbish at something else. And then, so you get all those different points of view.
Yeah.
And also it's a little bit of solidarity as well, because, there are moments when you're working for yourself and you're thinking, gosh, is this business ever actually going to make me any money? And you're thinking, you've got those moments of doubt. And it's just nice to have other people there going, look, we've all been there. But, keep going, it is going to work, but you've just got to be really consistent and keep going. And so you're getting all that feedback from other people, but also the support is really important, I think, too.
Yeah, I agree. It's not being on your own. Wherever that's why networks are important. Working with people is important, because you can be very isolated as a business owner, especially when you start to grow and take people, because you're the man or woman, and it's important to have think beyond that a bit, that you've got support elsewhere and backup. No, it's incredibly important that. And as you say, to provide the focus on doing the stuff. The other angle to this, by the way, it's easy to do a plan, but then you have to do it.
Yes.
You have to physically
So
do
it's
it.
actually
And what I
sticking to
find
it.
is that
Totally.
there's lots of owners I speak to, they're very good. They're skilled, they're experts at what they do, and they're very experienced and brilliant as well. They're very good at coming up with, in the end, what they must focus on. The trick is to then do it, because life happens, stuff happens, and there's always distractions. Things come in, and for example, I'm talking to a business owner who wants to grow his business and move on. I kept ringing him, but he's always got something else comes in, the phone rings, sells in. So I've had to tell him, basically, he has to just not answer the phone. He's got other things to do. Otherwise, nothing will happen. Oh, he says. So it's the ability to actually focus on what you need to do and do it.
Yeah,
Is as
and not get
important as
distracted.
and not as well as just planning it. And that's a key thing, making it happen, doing it, and in a way which you said you're going to do it. Otherwise, you can go to dust, basically. Things will then fail.
I think also because, for example, if you spend a lot of time networking and you've got one networking event is say a breakfast one, then you've got a mid-morning one, then you've got a lunchtime one, and you can end up spending a whole day networking, but you haven't actually got any work done. So it's kind of blocking in times of going, well, I'm going to be sitting down wherever my place of work is, whether it's at home or I have an office or I rent a space somewhere or something, that you will actually sit and get on with those tasks.
Yes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with networking. I mean, I do networking. We all do. I know we all do.
You have to. It's part of your marketing.
It's part of a marketing strategy. We come on to what I find is when I speak to business owners, why are you going to network meeting? What for?
You got to
And you see I see many owners at network meetings. Apparently, they're just for the social part of it. I don't know why they go. Quite frankly, they seem to sit there and sit with their mates. And they go together. It's more of them. They sit together. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I said, well, what are you there for? I don't do it network meetings. It's a bit. It's not threatening. It's just a wrong thing to say. So when I work with owners, I say, well, why are you going to a network meeting? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to walk away with? And above all, how are you going to follow it up? If you don't follow stuff up, that's it. Why did you go? And it's a follow-up is as important as going to the meeting itself. Probably more important, like indicating what you do.
Yeah.
And it's like last week, for example, I went to a network meeting, and I spent 2 days last week following up, making sure I contacted people and making sure that they remember me, because after about 48 hours they'll forget.
Yeah.
So it's follow-up is as important as doing nothing wrong with networking, but follow-up.
But it's sort of when you're at the networking event, you have the chance to meet somebody, you think, wow, I could have a really interesting conversation with this person, but I'm going to take their details and book a slot to see them individually away from the event, so you've got time to talk in more detail.
Absolutely. It's absolutely key. And sometimes, of course, you won't. They'll have no interest to you. Commercially, it might be nice, but not commercially. So another hard thing to do is say, yes, that's really interesting speaking to you, and move on.
Yeah.
Because time is precious. Owners, don't forget, it's your time, it's our time, it's costing money. So it's sometimes a matter of making some hard decisions. It's no good to you, and I've done that. Where I know the prospect, like I mentioned earlier, about having just a lifestyle business. That's fine, but it's not commercially of interest to me. So you just take the card, say hello, and I just then I move on. You can do it. Otherwise, why spend the time there? So it's seeing networking as a commercial activity,
Yeah.
not a social activity. I think
Yes.
that's a key thing.
You're not there to have fun and make friends.
Oh, it
You-
helps,
you
it
are
helps to
there
have fun. Yeah, you can. But you got to. Otherwise, if you're like a grim robot, it looks a bit grim. Can you imagine? So you've got to have friends and be sociable. But behind it, you're there for business.
Yeah.
And if and that's always the thing in the back of my mind is why am I there?
So looking at, for example, for someone, a new entrepreneur who's setting up in business for the first year, so we're going to focus a little bit on Maribel. So let's have a little look at some of your top tips for someone that's setting up a new business and they're going to dedicate so many hours a week that they're going to use your services. What kind of things could you help somebody with? So if someone said, right, I've got 10 hours a week, I've got the budget to give you that money so that you can do something to help me set up my business. What things do you think could really help them? What kind of things would you be able to do for them?
Obviously, it depends on the business and the profession. It could be anything from diary management to social media management as well, and also events. That could be another thing that I could help them with. So if they are setting up their business or their social media, they want to set up a social media platform and they're not everybody's social media, knowledgeable, savvy. So I would come along and I would sort of have a plan in place for them to say, right, okay, what social media platform do you want to be on? At that stage, they may know what they want, which platform works for them. And I'll help create that social media platform for them and write their profile according to how it could attract perhaps the ranking of SEOs that link up with their website.
Yep.
And then will post content for them. They'll provide me the content or images, and I will post and schedule their social media for them.
So, for example, if someone is working with a particular industry, is there a specific platform that could work better for them? So which ones do you mainly work with? Which platforms do you mainly use for social media?
I use Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
So they're your favourites. You don't use Instagram? Or?
At this stage, no, I don't use Instagram. I am LinkedIn. I do have Instagram and I have Pinterest. But I use mainly Twitter and LinkedIn. Although there are times where I do use Facebook because my Facebook's becoming like a networking Facebook, if you like. And people that I meet along the way through networking, sometimes they're friends or their colleagues or whoever within the business or contacts that want to make friends with me purely for business. And sometimes I get tagged to say, well, they're looking for a VA that can do this, that can do that, or can do social media, and they tag me, and then I see my name, I go, okay, yes, I can help you.
So Facebook works well for you to pick up new business?
It still works well for me because it's quite a relaxed social media platform. It's quite a relaxed one, and it's more friendly, and it's recommendation too. People will always go with recommendation. Yeah,
so if it's a personal recommendation, someone who's used your services, they're very happy with you.
Yeah.
So is that more people are tagging you and through the group? So there's a lot of business groups on Facebook, aren't there?
That's right, yeah. And I belong to a lot of Facebook forum, like I belong to the VA Hamburger forum. I belong to quite a lot of the business women in business forum, networking events, like I do ladies lunch clubs as well. And I'm always checking my Facebook. And seeing what's there purely for business, and so it's a good
so inside
platform.
those groups, so it's a good idea then to join the different Facebook groups that are business related.
I think so, business related. Like it could work for beauty business. It may not work so much for if you were a solicitor or something like that, because I don't know. It could still work. It could work on a referral recommendation basis, but I think it depends how active you are in each platform, and you've got to also know what you're doing in each platform. So for example, Twitter is more of like a shout out. So if you were at an event, you just do a tweet saying, I'm at this event, I'm at stand 47, for example, come and see me. It's more of a shout out, but you still have to interact. So when I do social media for a business, I also say to them, well, it's all very well me posting and scheduling for you or posting your blogs, but you also have to interact with your audience. You have to interact with your customer and your clients.
Yeah, and
Because
post
it's
on a regular
all
basis, be
personable.
consistent.
Yes, and be consistent.
Yeah, because you see some people that sort of post a lot at the weekend when
Yeah.
they're obviously at home and free, and
Yeah.
then during the week, nothing.
Yeah,
And you just think, well, if you're going to
exactly.
post, you've got to really be doing this every
Yeah.
day, haven't you?
And it's knowing when to post as well.
The
There's
times
a,
of
there's-
day.
There's a times and day when to post, and that's something that I help the business with.
So depending on the business, certain times of day
Yeah.
work out better. That's brilliant.
No,
That's
there's
really,
actually a rule of thumb of when to post certain Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, which is something that I actually work with.
yeah,
And I also have on a monthly basis an analysis of their social media to see which one's working, how many likes they've got for certain posts.
yeah.
Then we can distinguish, maybe we'll post on that subject again, we'll post something else, or then you can see how it's all working. So it's not just posting it out, you have to also analyse it at the
Yeah.
end of the month.
Yeah, so it's
And
not
see which
random,
one's working.
it's a planned
Yeah.
campaign, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. So, Andrew, what for someone that's in business, it's their first year, they've got a little bit of a budget, and they've got to decide what to spend it on.
Huh.
So that's a really big dilemma. Over the years, I've had lots of businesses, and I've been very lucky that the businesses that I've had in the past, I didn't really need a lot of money to set them up. And I was also very lucky that I was in a place where lots of people wanted to use my services. So for me, it was a massive shock when I set up my latest business, and I've gone into a marketplace that is super saturated. So that has been a real wake-up call for me. So if someone's coming in and they're saying to you, right, I've got a budget of £10,000 that I can spend to help me learn more about my business, to see which direction I want to go in, what kind of a recommendation would you give them?
Well,
Where should they spend their money?
well, on me, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Money very well spent.
Yeah.
Very well spent.
Apart from me, it's a marketing and sales. You've got to get money into the business. That's the first priority for anything. Assuming you've got some structure in place in the first place, behind it,
Yeah.
people, systems, and so on. First thing is getting out there, marketing your business. What is your target market? How are you going to get to them? What's your marketing is very simple. It's
Yeah.
who you going to approach, what's your offer, and how do you get to them, and how do you measure what you're getting from them. So that's a key thing. And then obviously behind that, selling. If you can still call it selling these days, and selling is really very simple. It's about what is the prospect's need. How can you address their need? That's all it is.
Yeah.
And those are the two major things to get right, and also measure your conversion rate. From leads to actually buying customers. And that's it. So just to recap, it's marketing. Who's your target market? How do you get to them? What's your offer? And how do I measure it? And then when you are in front of your prospect, how do you sell to them? How do you identify what their need is? And how do you convert that need into a buying customer? And that's really it. And that's where the effort needs to go.
So have you got any examples of a current client that you're working with at the moment, and the kind of advice that you're giving them on that front?
Yes, yes, I have. There's someone I'm working with at this stage, and they the issue they've got is very much how do they get to people to buy what they offer, and that's a real difficulty. And so they get in front of their prospects. They've got no shortage of it. How to get them to buy what they're actually offering. So this is what you focus on: conversion rates. There's various strategies for this. So in other words, it's when you talk to someone, it's not like, hello, these are the benefits, these are the features, and sign here. That doesn't work. And what I find is a much more sophisticated way is what do they want from you, identifying that, and then working to that. So that's what I'm working on that basis, is to get them to actually do that. And a specific example, some time ago I was working with a commercial interior designer, and to give you an example of how that works, she's very good, she's an award-winning designer, one of the best in class, but she had problems people buying her product. So she went out to see some people, talking to hotel owners who are quite robust individuals, big hotel owners, and she ended up having quite a bust-up actually with one of them.
Oh,
because
no.
all the hotel owner wanted to hear was, look, what have you got to offer? That's it, right? And she liked to have a more general conversation about what about him, more social interaction, and he didn't want to know that. He just wanted, what is it, what's the offer, and we'll do a deal or not. So they had quite a row about that because of two different styles. But she went back after I coached her, because what she realised is people are different. So the trick of any good salesman is spotting who what type of person your prospect is, and how to get onto their agenda, not to ram your own personality down their throats. It's how to get onto their agendas to find out what's important for them and how to tick their boxes. And she went back, did tick his boxes, metaphorically speaking, and she got the business.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So it's a couple of things: knowing who you're dealing with, and above all, finding out what they really want. That's what selling is. And and unless you do that, it won't work.
So it's kind of understanding people's personality types, really, isn't it?
Very much so.
A lot of work's been done on that over the years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You've got your sort of 4 basic personalities, and some people want to go straight direct to how much is it, where do I sign?
That's fine.
And you've got the people that want to go all around the houses.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely fine. And I've made mistakes in the past, and a classic one, I'll never forget it. When I first started coaching, I met a new prospect. I'm very excited because I had a great offer for him, and I started to say, "How this is going to change your business. You do this, it's going to radicalise everything. The whole thing will be changed overnight. You'll be making X, Y, and Z more." He's going white in front of me.
Oh no!
Because his particular personality type was very conservative, slow change. And he was me talking about radical change, and he thought he was having a heart attack in front of me. And so it's easy to forget that. So you have to ride with the person in front of you. But that's the job of a salesman, a very sophisticated job. What's the need of the person? What sort of person are they? And how do you offer them something that's good for them? Not what's good for you as a salesman. See the difference? It's what's good for them, and that's how the sales follow.
Okay, well, we're going to finish there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming along today. Very much appreciated, and we look forward to coming back onto Business First TV very soon with another show. So goodbye to Maribel and goodbye to Andrew. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
It's a bit like University Challenge, isn't it?
Ah.